Jamunatira Vanachari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Bolo bolo, prem se boliye. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande, Vishnu Paramahamsa, Parvati Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta, Swami Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīmad Prabhupada ki jai, and the Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Gaur Premanande, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Śrīmad Prabhupada. Is that warm? My throat is like really bad. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 3, text 44. Etadvam dashitam rupam pragjanma smaranaya me nanyatha madbhavam jnanam martyalingena jayate. Etadvam dashitam rupam pragjanma smaranaya me nanyatha madbhavam jnanam martyalingena jayate. Etadvam dashitam rupam pragjanma smaranayame nanyatha madbhavam jnanam martyalingena jayate. Maharaji's, please. Narupam. Anam. Etat. This form of Vishnu. Vam. Unto both of you. Darshitam. Has been shown. Rupam, my form as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with 4 hands. Prak Janma, of my previous appearances. Smaranaya, just to remind you. Me, my, na, not, anyata, otherwise. Madbhavam, Vishnu's appearance. Ganam, transcendental knowledge. Martalingena, by taking birth like a human child. Jayate, does arise. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I have shown you this form of Vishnu just to remind you of my previous birth. Otherwise, if I appeared like an ordinary human being, human child, you would not believe that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, has indeed appeared. Purport. Devaki did not need to be reminded that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, has appeared as her son. She already accepted this. Nonetheless, she was anxious, thinking that if her neighbors heard that Vishnu had appeared as her son, none of them would believe it. Therefore, she wanted Lord Vishnu to transform himself into a human child. On the other hand, the Supreme Lord was also anxious, thinking that if he appeared as an ordinary child, she would not believe that the Lord Vishnu had appeared. Such are the dealings between devotees and the Lord. The Lord deals with his devotees exactly like a human being, but this does not mean that the Lord is one of the human beings. Well, this is the conclusion of non-devotees. Avajananti ma mudha manashim tanum astritam. Devotees know the Supreme Personality of Godhead under any circumstances. This is the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. The Lord says, Janma man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisance and worship me. A non-devotee cannot believe that simply by thinking of one person, one can achieve liberation from this material world and go back home, back to Godhead. But this is a fact. The Lord comes as a human being, and one becomes attached to the Lord on the platform of loving service. One's promotion to the transcendental world is assured. Very nice. This is very much in connection to appearance of Lord Ram, actually. And very nicely Prabhupada explained in this purport that when the Lord comes, He doesn't become like one of us. Prabhupada explains elsewhere, like when an important person, or a king, or a government minister may go to the prison, doesn't mean he becomes one of the prisoners. He remains what he is. Similarly, when Krishna comes here, He is the Supreme Lord no matter what. He's not like one of us. So Lord Ram appeared in other yugas, close to Satya Yuga actually, Treta Yuga, because he also appeared like a human being, it's mentioned. But he's not a human being. We are human beings. But he appeared like a human being, but he performed his pastimes, lila, to show what he is as his character that proves that he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it's mentioned that Dasharat, father of Lord Ram, why is he called Dasharat? Anybody knows? What does Dasa means? 10 directions. Up and down, that makes a 10. All. So, Rath means chariot. He could go all 10 directions. A chariot was so powerful. Like, we talk about these things, we can't actually understand how it was. This is not now. This happened at the Yuga, in Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga, when people live for thousands of years. And in previous to that, Dasharat lived, he ruled the world for, anybody knows how long? 60,000 years. We can't conceive of it. 60,000 years. We don't even live for 100 years. 60,000, he ruled the world for 60,000 years. Somebody here, they rule for 30 years and everybody, give me another person. There's a talk like this. And there was no second term. First term, and he can continue. For 60,000 years beyond our conception, because we only live for less than 100 years. And with all that power, and it's mentioned that Dasharat, where he had that Ayodhya was known as Koshala at that time. That Ayodhya is the capital of Koshala, which is Uttar Pradesh today. But it's not what we see. So it's mentioned that we were discussing last night with one of the devotees that the walls, they had a wall around it. And this wall was touching the sky. You were like, there's no question of going over the wall. Like they wanted to build a wall in America so the Mexicans can come in. So this is it's not a new thing. They had a wall there, and that they had like a river, you can't cross it so far away. That's Ayodhya. And it's unimaginable because if you look at the map today, the size, how could this be all this possible? That was another yuga where people were different, they're very powerful. Dasarat, he was so powerful that sometimes Dasharat would fight the demigods. Demigods are very powerful. They would hire him to fight the demigods. He was so strong, so powerful. And so, even with all that power, Dasharat couldn't have a child. How many wives Dasharat had? Anybody knows? Yeah. I thought it was 3, but I found out it was 353. He must be very powerful to take care of all of them. And even all those wives, none of them could give him a child. So he performed a horse sacrifice. Sanskrit is known as Ashrameda Yagya. Ashram means horse. So they would send a horse all direction. No one can stop that horse. Because especially when they found out that horse belongs to Dasharat, they said, no, let him go wherever. Because where they conquer everywhere. So they had this Ashrameda Yagya. And it mentioned under the supervision of his spiritual master, who knows the name? Vasishtha Muni, great sage. And in that Ashrameda Yagya, after the Yagya, there was a personality that came out. Anybody know the name? It doesn't mention the name. He was very tall and like fiery. He was the messenger of the demigods. So he came out of the fire. He had like a sweet rice. That's the Vedic time. And he delivered the sweet rice to Dasarat, and he said, among the 153 wives, he gave the sweet rice to 3 of them. Anybody knows the name of those 3? Who are they? One by one. I was like, okay, you. And the other one? Another one? Sumitra, okay. Ram appeared from who? Kaushalya. And Lakshman and Shatrughna, who? Sumitra. And Bharat? Yeah. I mean, I already know, just wanted to confirm with you. Plus just reminding myself. So it's good. We're studying. And so the first half the portion, he gave it to his former wife, Kaushalya. And they were immediately pregnant. You know how long they were pregnant for? 12 months, exactly. Not 9 months, 12 months. This goes in line with some of our devotees that had kids. Like, if you had 9 months, too much. 12 months is even more too much. Anyway, but there was this very special time because they're not ordinary Madhajis. And so, so this sweet rice is given by the demigods. They prepared in heavenly planets. And I was asking other devotees how they say that Hanuman was also born around the same time, because he happened to have some of the sweet rice as well. But it was not meant for him. Somehow, they put the sweet rice down after the second portion of the sweet rice was given to Sumitra and the Kaikeyi. And they still had a little bit left. You know what happened? Usually they lick it all up, right? An eagle came and had a little bit and left, and that's how, what's the mother of Hanuman? Yeah, she got that, and then she had Hanuman. So they were born around the same time, because it's all part of the Leela. Because when Hanuman comes, we're talking about here, Krishna appeared. Prior to that, the demigods appeared to assist Krishna in his pastimes. And they appear in different areas in Vrindavan. Similarly, so all these demigods appeared. So Hanuman, not only Hanuman, all the monkeys, they're also demigods, actually. You know, there are 33 million demigods. If that many like demigods, they take birth as a monkey, that's 33 million monkeys. But not all, but quite a few. That's comprising of a million monkeys, millions of monkeys. They all appeared. So it was very interesting because when, I'm just like jumping here and there, when they had the fight with Ravana, there's much things happened much before that. After the fight, when Ram killed Ravana, they were coming back to Ayodhya before the coronation. And who stayed back and managed the Ayodhya when Ram was away? One of the brothers, Bharat. What was his attitude towards Ram? Huh? Servant. What kind of a servant? Like, I'm a servant. Like, what kind of attitude? More than a servant. What did he do? So, just before, he knew the exact time he was coming back. So then what happened is, I'm jumping in the story, and then I'll go back to his birth. Bharat Maharaj, Lord Ram, he sent Hanuman to see what the attitude of Bharat is. You understand? Because sometimes, if by chance Bharat thought, I don't want Ram, I'm okay here, I'll manage it. Then Ram said, I will not come back, I will stay in the forest longer. So Hanuman came, and Bharat was crying. He said, when is he coming? Time's up. And if he doesn't come within this short time was like really going. He will, like suicide, he will kill himself, he'll jump in the fire. So then he had to rush back, because they had very little time. And so they were quite far away. So I'm saying because he had all those monkeys, and they had this airplane. And they said it wasn't just one airplane, there was many airplanes that they had in Sri Lanka. He says that 72 airplanes, and they're all different types of airplanes. Not just like every airplane has its mystical flying techniques. So when Lord Ram said, okay, we have to hurry up now before he kills himself. I have to get back to Ayodhya. So then all the monkeys said, we also want to go. And if we have a car here, like we have 7-seater bus or 12-seater, the hybrid 7-seater, Tata Sumo, whatever, right, in India. But there's only limited seats. This airplane also is quite limited. You can only fit in so many people. And so there were millions of monkeys. They all wanted to come suddenly. And they said, okay, hop in. And we're discussing this, Prabhu. They all got in this airplane, and they said millions of monkeys, they all they had enough space, and they're having a drink, and back seat, enough space in the front. And this plane was a small plane. And inside they had like a supermarket and swimming pool. Doesn't say it like that, it's much better. And they had good time, million monkeys, and this airplane is the smallest one. So how amazing it is. So how amazing. And they all got on time to get to Ayodhya. So before Bharat Maharaj would give himself, because they had a deadline when they have to get back. This is all explained in the Ramayana. And so there's different Ramayans. I just found out it's not the Valmiki Ramayana. There's also Vishishta Ramayana. He wrote. Like we have in our temple, maybe you want to write about someone that you like, not just someone, but a pure devotee, like Prabhupada. Then anyone can write. So someone who is very close, like Hare Prabhu, his servant, he wrote about Prabhupada, Prabhupada's diary. Someone else may write. So this is all written by different people who are close to Ram. So Vashishta Muni also wrote Ramayana. Yes, in conjunction with Dasharatha. That's why he instructed him to have a son. Before actually, there's a story why Dasharatha got into having a son. He was ruling and he wasn't observant, thinking he need to have a son. There's a story behind. He told me that, but it's like too many stories, I got mixed up. And so, Lord Ram, when he appeared, it's mentioned that, similar to Krishna, he was supposed to be like a human being, but at the same time he was also very handsome and courageous, and he came in the dynasty of, anybody knows what dynasty? Ikshvaku. Who is Ikshvaku? He is the grandson of Vivashan, sun god, many, many, many years ago, before. And Ikshaku ruled Ayodhya before, in Satyayuga. So that's why Ayodhya is a very famous place and so they are all coming in the line of Ikshaku. So, sun line. And he's a Kshatriya. So Lord Ram is a Kshatriya. And it's mentioned he was 8 feet high. 8. And Sita was 6. This is all mentioned. I'm not speculating. And 8 is pretty high, right? Anyone here is 8? Anyone? 6 we have, right? Anybody here 6? We are Kali Yuga now, we're all short. The more Kali Yuga, the end of Kali Yuga, we're gonna become more shorter. Shrink. Size of, I don't know. So let's get out of here quickly. So, that time when Lord Ram, they had a bow in the house of Janaka Maharaj, the father of Sita Devi. So this bow cannot be lifted by anyone. Hey, where are you going? So, one day Janaka Maharaj, he saw that Sita he took the bow and he was cleaning the wall or something. There was a ball stuck in the fan or in the wall. He just took it, and it takes more than 100 men to lift the bow for 1 inch. It take like 2 days to get to here to there. So heavy. And Sita just took. So she's very strong, actually. You have to be very strong. Mataji, you have to be strong like Sita. Work very hard for Krishna. And if anyone a little bit is strong, we can use our energy to serve Krishna. So that's the reason why Janaka Maharaj wanted the Sayambara, anyone can lift that bow. You understand? Only person can lift is Ram. And no one else can lift. So he knew that. So Lord Ram is glorious. And there's so many stories of Lord Ram, how he's actually among the Dasa avatar, what category that he comes to, what number of the 10 avatars. You know, there's a song, Dasa avatar song. Which one? What's that? 7, yes. 7th one. Parshuram. So there's Parshuram, Balaram, and Ram. So there's a song we usually sing, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam, Rama Rakshava, Rama Rakshava, Rama Rakshava, Rakshamam. So Lord Ram has a bow of his own. And that bow, so that other bow that Sheetal was playing with it, that's not the bow of Lord Ram. That's the bow of Shiva. And impossible to lift that. So that they used that bow at the time of Sayambara, and Lord Ram lifted. Because he is the one who meant to lift that. So this all falls in his place. And Ikshaku, he arranged his city, Dasarat, where he was ruling, the Ayodhya, so nicely that like no human being can imagine today, because that's the descriptions in the Ramayana. So Valmiki Ramayana, he wrote the Ramayana, and also Tulsidas. So the Ramayana that Valmiki wrote is known as Itihas. What does Iti means? Thus. Thus happened. That's Ramayana. And Tulsidas Ramayana, it mentioned Kavya, like a poetry. So there are different varieties of Ramayana, but description of the same person of Lord Ram. And where is the first place when Lord Ram went? What's the name of that forest? Dandakaranya. And what is the name of the river that flows there? Sarayu. And there's another river around there also. Mandakini. You're from that area, right? Vrindavan. But you say you're from Uttar Pradesh. Oh, it's also Vrindavan. So it all falls in the same area, right? That's why Uttar Pradesh is a very special place. All the best places, like Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, they all came there. Anyway, so we're talking about Lord Ram meeting Hanuman. And Hanuman actually also very special person. And when they went to the shore to to make the bridge, so what happened? So Lord Ram said, I can dry up the ocean if I want. That's how it's mentioned. But he didn't do it. So what happened? They were all trying to figure out how to make a bridge. Everyone is talking, commotion, the monkeys and Hanuman. And so they came up with some idea to make a bridge. We didn't have the Japanese to make the bridge now. There was all manual. And so what happened is Hanuman got really angry. So he took one rock. He said, "Hey, Ram!" He threw it. Only solution is to call on the name of Ram. And luckily, that rock was floating. And then they were not saying Ram anymore. They're just throwing. Everyone is throwing. And they're all sinking. This is the story. They forgot, actually, if you chant the name of Ram, the stone will float. But they forgot. They were just joking. And he was just angry and joking. He threw it, and that one was floating. And after that, everyone was throwing rocks, and it was not floating. They were all sinking. And so then they had to figure out, why is that one floating? They said, you chanted Ram. And so it's not, I thought they were writing on it. But if you write the name of Ram, because you step on it, so that's not the way they did. They were throwing, actually. So then Lord Ram also threw. And that one sank. He said, we're chanting Ram, he threw the rock in there, well, how come he sank? So Lord Ram said, or somebody described it, I think it was Hanuman, that his name is more powerful than him. So we're chanting Ram, like Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. So Prabhupada said that when we chant Hare Krishna, we're also chanting Ram. Because Ramadi Murtishu Kala Niyamena Tishtan. It's mentioned that there's different forms of the Lord. So Rama, he is another form of Krishna. So when you're chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, even if without Ram, Krishna is also Ram. He's included. So we had one devotee in the Chaitanya Charitamrita mentioned, he was a great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but then he was very attracted to Ram. That they have a place in Mayapur. His name is Murari Gupta. They said he is an avatar of Hanuman. So if you are a devotee of Krishna and if you are attracted to Ram, there's nothing wrong with that. But the philosophy explains it that Lord Ram is Kiram Datha Dadi Vikara Vishesa Jogat. Lord Brahma explains that if you take milk, from milk you can make yogurt, you can make paneer, you can make many things, sweets, all kinds of sweets, sweet rice. But once the milk is turned into yogurt, there's limited things you can make out of that. So Krishna is like the milk, original form. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Vajami. So that's why Rama's Lord Brahma, he sang the song in the Brahma Samhita. He said, Ramadi Murtishu Kala Niyamane. Kala, they are expansion of Krishna. Ramadi Murtishu Kala Niyamane Tishtan. Nana Avatara, different forms of avatar. But Krishna is the supreme form of all the form. That's why it's also in this purport. Devaki was saying that if Krishna, he had the forearm, people would not believe. So she asked Krishna to become an ordinary child. So when you see Krishna, he's not ordinary. So when you see Ram, he looked like ordinary. We did a play. So I was Ram. This is when I was younger days, so look more handsome. So we put all the color on me, green, and to look like Ram. So Ram is not exactly like green. You know, they take an apple, put in the green color, there's fake apple. And they're eating it, so they're actually cheating people. So it says green stone? Huh? No. Okay. Huh? Green rock, something like that, to explain the color of Ram. It's not exactly when you see something green, wow. It's like, this is where you have that movie, it's all green. It's not like that. It's greenish. Like when you see Krishna, they says Krishna is black. It doesn't mean like someone who's like a African or something. He is Ghanashyam, bluish black. So Ram also, greenish. Not like green, oh, here comes the green man. No, he's actually very beautiful, greenish, like a green diamond. I've never seen a green diamond. I have a blue diamond or a pink diamond. So maybe it must be a green diamond. So like that, greenish. So Lord Ram, they have different names in different languages. How you say Ram in Tamil? Is Tamil person here, anybody? Raman, right? Raman? Huh? Amen, that's it. And how you say in Telugu? Another name. Phiram. They don't say Sriram. P-H-R-E-M. Right? And in Thailand, they also have another name for Ram. Indonesia, they have Ram. So I went to Indonesia many, many years ago at Bali, and people always go. It's like a holy place. It's not a holy place. They go for honey, like people who are married, they go honeymoon. I went there for surfing, the beach, living in China. It's nothing that beautiful. But when you leave from the airport, they have everything about Ram, like Ram doll, Sita Ram, and all kinds of things, and different types. There are fruits in Indonesia that I've never seen. Very tasty. They said Hanuman is to come down there, eat fruits. So they have all these fruits there, unusual fruits. And so the pastimes of Lord Ram is very universal. And it's mentioned that when Hanuman was chanting the glories of Lord Ram, that the rocks would melt. And this is a true story. He was on top of a hill, and he met Narada Muni. Because these two people, they're always traveling. They have eternal form. And Hanuman, the reason why he has that eternal form, because that devotee was telling me, he said that Lord Ram hugged him. Right? When Lord Ram hugged him, he said to Ram, I want to have that you hugged me in my mind all the time. So if you have a different type of body, you may not have that thinking power. So he said, I want to have the same body, that I can have that form of yours in my mind, because you hugged me, I want to remember that form of yours in my mind. So Hanuman, Lord Ram blessed him, so he has that eternal form as Hanuman. Wherever he goes, he's the same body. He never gets old or young, always same. And Narada Muni, same. So they both met at the top of a hill in Himalaya. And Narada Muni said, "Oh, can you sing the glories of Lord Ram?" Because he's famous for that. You know, like our temple, we have singers like that. Some ladies, they sing, they have the kirtan roster of different singers. But they're famous singers, we have, So Hanuman is a very famous singer, sing the glories of Lord Ram. So Narada Muni, he sat down, he plays the veena. He put his veena down on the, where they're sitting, on the top of a hill. It's all rock. So he put his veena down. Hanuman starts singing about the glories of Ram. It was so melodious and so sweet that the rock started to melt. I sing all the time, but the rock didn't melt. Still have the marble floor here, but my voice is gone. So Narada Muni, he went to get his veena. So his veena got stuck in the rock, because when the rock melt and he starts singing, stop singing, the rock will, So then he said, "Oh, how to get the veena out?" So it's the only way to get veena out, you have to sing again. So he starts singing again, the glories of Lord Ram. So the rock's melted, and he can get the veena out again. So how much affection Hanuman has for Lord Ram? The same thing, Narada Muni, same. And one of the devotees asked Hanuman, he said, "Where do you live? Where's your address?" He said, I don't have a home. I go where there's glories of Lord Ram. That's my home. So that's like a sannyasi. Hanuman is, brahmachari. And another story about Hanuman. Hanuman was looking for Sita. He went to the Sri Lanka. And he went every room, everywhere. There's a big number of ladies he saw. He's brahmachari. They're sleeping. You don't go to ladies sleeping and say, "Oh, you're brahmachari." And he was desperate to say, he can only see Sita. And he had the description of Sita. He actually never met Sita. So he had the description from Ram. He had a ring or something. And he saw that Sita was next to this Ravana. He said, "Oh, there's Sita." But actually, that's not Sita. Maybe he miscalculated the description. And so he figured out that's not Sita. Sita is chased, not this Ravana. So he went into meditation. From that room where they saw Ravana, there's a window. And from the window, there's that tree where Sita was, under that tree. He saw in the meditation. And so he went there. And he was singing the glories of Ram in the tree. He made himself small. He had the power that you can decrease your size or increase. That's Hanuman. I would love that kind of a mystic. Anybody knows? They say whenever you talk about Hanuman or Ram, Hanuman is here. So don't tell me if one of you, could be sitting here. Anybody unusual here? Anyway, so he was singing the glories of Ram. And then Sita was very, going in ecstasy. And tears flowing from her eyes like this. And Hanuman, he knew that story. That's how he found Sita. And he gave him the ring and stuff. So there was just more to the story that we know. If you read the Ramayana or you talk to someone who really knows the Ramayana. And when prior to going to Sri Lanka, that's the time Hanuman went, before Ram. And another person went. Ravana had a curse Ravana went one time to heavenly planet. And he he's a very demoniac person. And he kidnapped 2 Matajis. That's what the demons do. In the heavenly planets. And they're wife of some demigod. So they cursed him that the monkey will come and pass urine on him or something in Sri Lanka. And years later, Angada, I think, he passed urine on him from the top, right on him. And that's what's mentioned. That's what monkeys do, but for a better cause. They didn't just do it on a demon only. So don't go around as, are you demon, and you pass urine on him, they put you in jail. I'm just saying, this is a different time, different things happened. So like when I first came here, and we said, oh, you're a demon, chant Hare Krishna. And we're like really rough with people. We don't do that anymore, because we're more Indians, we have more cultural. And like when I first came here, there was no Indian, I was the only one. And we're like really rough, we're all we're on 18, 20s, and we're like, let's go this, And sometimes we have a fight in the Harinam, and we beat up the guy, all the brahmacharis gang up on him, stuff like that, because they pull the sari of the Matajis at the back, because the ladies at the back, and we take him into the back, we beat him, all these things. So we don't do that anymore. We are more respectful. But these monkeys who are not respectful, they did that kind of stuff. So he deserved it. So that kind of demon, they said they had worse demons at that time. And now we also have demons, but they're small demons. They had big demons. These demons were, they control the whole universe, whole planet. Now we have small demons. So, like you have the Mataji, one Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. One side is demon, one side devotee. Like that, all of us are Hare Krishna. And then we get attracted to Maya, different things. So that's the demoniac side of us. And so, coronation of Lord Ram, all these monkeys, million monkeys came. So I always wonder, how would you feed them, and where, like we have the Pisharam, like 1,500 devotees. It will require a lot of management to prepare it and stuff. I remember one time, a couple of years ago, we made this paneer sabji, one full container. There's those red containers we have. We fill up prasadam for the crossways. It all went off. Paneer sabji. And they didn't have a refrigerator back then. How is it? And they said that 11 years in Ayodhya, 11 years didn't rain. It was drought. But everything was smooth. So everyone's talking about themselves. It didn't rain for 11 years, but everything is still normal. Like the earth is fertile, didn't require rain. That's the mystical season, mystical atmosphere of Dasaratha actually. That Dasaratha was so powerful that, like I said before, that they would hire him to fight the demigods. Dasaratha. 153 wives. Who in the world have that many wives? And I heard some king, they even had more. That King Chitraketu, where he had thousands. That was the time, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga. So, Satya Yuga people live for 100,000 years, and Treta Yuga people live for 10,000 years. 10,000 years. How long we live now? 100 years. And then when he turned 50, he started to get all the symptoms. Time's up, coming. So they live. So Dasaratha, he's from that time, from the Satya Yuga. So how long did Rama rule the world for? Anybody knows? Different places, different things. Rama ruled for, one of the, in the Ramayana it says 11,000, 12,000, because that was Treta Yuga. So if we say 10,000 years, then it's more than that. So if it's 10,000 or 11,000, it makes sense. Because he was from remnants of the past Yuga. Before that, it's connecting to Treta Yuga. So it's like in between. And they can, like I said, they're still mystical. They can expand their life. So 11,000 years. He ruled for 11,000 years or 12 years. If somebody lived for, like manages for many, many years, like, time's up, man, like you give someone else a chance. This is how we talk. They love Ram so much that Dasa died because of separation from Lord Ram, went to the forest. He passed away from separation. Couldn't live. Because that promise he gave to Kaikeyi. So in the forest, when he was in the forest for 14 years, that's a pretty long time. Suppose he didn't have money, he didn't have a hut where to live, he didn't have a home, and he was stuck in the forest. Not like today's. Those days, forests are very ferocious. A lot of animals, deep forest. So they said that, like I said, all those monkeys, they were demigods. They are assisting Lord Ram. And when Lord Ram was in the forest, the rishis, they took care of Lord Ram. They gave him fruits, all the kind of food. You know, the rishis, they said they were the gopis from the past life. They came, they knew Lord Ram is coming, so they took birth as rishis, the sages, to assist Lord Ram. So it's not just accidental. And all those monkeys, they came to, like, I don't mind to be a monkey if I had to fight, Ravana, in whatever way. And when they were throwing these rocks into the sea, you know the story from Bhagavatam. There's one animal, squirrel. You know squirrel? We say in Bengali, kadbiral. Small squirrel, they go up the trees very fast. And so they were throwing all the rocks, and this kadbiral also was throwing rocks. You know, kadbiral is this size. A little bit bigger, maybe. The biggest one, maybe this big. Have you seen them? And Hanuman said, "Get out of my way! What are you doing? We're going to take millions of years to build a bridge." The amount of, he was just kicking sand. So Lord Ram chastised him. He said, he has the same devotion as you, because according to his capacity. And Lord Ram, he pat him in the back, like rubbed his back. You know, sometimes he rub people's Haribol, and he rub his back and head and stuff. Not Maharaji's man, like that. And apparently, from that time, all the squirrel has that line. Now you know which one I'm talking about? The squirrel had a line at the back, big tail. They're vegetarian, they only eat nuts and stuff, you know. So, Lord Ram was very compassionate, and he's very courageous, and he's Kshatriya, and very responsible. He had only one wife. And when Sita Devi came back, Lord Ram didn't even look at her. He was talking like this. That's very rude. But that to show he was so chaste. Lord Ram was very strict. He didn't look at her. And everyone was like, why disrespecting her? And all the monkeys and everything. So she had to prove herself. And she was protected by fire god. She said, I'll jump in the fire and I will prove to you that I am chaste. That when she jumped in the fire, nothing happened to her. Because fire god herself protected her. I have seen some people, even today, not so much today, I have seen people, they can sit in the fire, not get burned. There are 8 types of siddhis. And people can have those siddhis. Ordinary people, even today. They don't come around telling you, I can walk in the fire and sit in fire. They don't come around here. They live in a very deep, like Himalaya, somewhere like that, very secluded place. And that person was my dad. I'm not kidding. I was only a small kid. I said, oh, can you teach me? He said, get out of here, you rascal. I know more than him. I'm a devotee of Krishna. I don't need to sit in the fire. Who wants to sit in the fire? We need fire to cook for Krishna. He sat in the fire. He like this. Kuch nahi tha. Not even a kopin. Blazing fire. Like there's one tree. That tree is called kulgach. It's a bare fruit. They grow in Bengal and Vrindavan, the holy place area. That wood, when you make fire out of that wood, it's so really full on fire. So they made big fire pit from kulgach, and they sat in the middle. This guy nuts. And he had to fast for 3 days. And he takes sannyas for 3 days. Not the sannyas we have, like 3 days only. No eating. The 3 days, third day, midnight, he had to sit in the fire. So they're chanting mantras at the same time when he sit in the fire for half an hour. And they are throwing fire on him. They have this round thing with fire and smoke. They're chanting mantra and throwing fire on him. After half an hour, he came out. All the hair is still there. This ordinary case. So when Sita, she came out of the fire, she was protected by fire. This is the ordinary thing. To prove to Lord Ram that she chased while she was away in Lanka, away from Ram. So Lord Ram was ready to abandon her. And there's one Mataji, what's her name? She used to, there's very famous fruit. She used to eat the fruit. Savari. She ate the fruit and gave it to Ram to eat. That's like, even I wouldn't eat some other day, no thanks. That's not. And Lord Ram accepted. So that's how kind he was. Because she wanted to make sure that the fruit was sweet enough. I wouldn't eat. Like if I was Ram, I would eat the other side, not the eaten side. But Lord Ram ate because of devotion. And that's what Krishna said. Krishna said that I'm not in need of anything. I accept what is offered to me with devotion. Patram Shram Phalam Toyam. We come to the temple because we have really opulent prasadam. But Krishna says, offer to me fruit, leaf, or water. And we have so much fruit, nobody touches it. We want like opulent prasadam. And Krishna says, I eat what's offered to me with devotion, whatever it is. And she was eating the fruit before he gave it to Lord Ram. Savari Muni. Sabari. Muni or? Forest lady. So that story was there also in the Ramayana. So if you read Ramayana, you have to read the Ramayana by authentic person who can explain it nicely and the position of Lord Ram as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rama iti, that one knows the Supreme Lord, Lord Ram, is the expansion of the Supreme Krishna. Krishna is the Adi, original Supreme Lord, and from him comes different forms of his form. And Krishna is the Adi Purush, the original form, all the forms of God. So, like Deepar Chiravahi Dasante Ramapa Mutya, like the Deepa. You will light a candle, and then you can light more candles from the original candle. So similarly, Brahma explains that original candle, that candle is Krishna. So all the other forms are an expansion of the original candle. That original candle, Adi Purush, is Govindam Adi Purusham, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Sometimes the people argue. That's why when Krishna appeared in this chapter, Krishna appeared Even as a child, he had ornaments on him. And a two-arm form is known as Manushim Rupam. So God appears like a two-arm form as the original form. Suppose Krishna has thousands of forms, but that's not beautiful. Two-arm form is more beautiful. So when Krishna was showing Arjuna the universal form, that form is known as ghastly form. He said, no, please take away this form. It's too, I don't want to see it. I want to see your original form as two-arm form, as Krishna. Then he showed him the Narayan form. He's still not happy with that form. He said, no, I want your original form. He purposely did that to prove to the people that his original form is Krishna, not even Narayan. Because we were talking about the other day, Krishna, Radharani got proud one time. So, Krishna is always with me. So, Krishna wanted to show to her that and you need to be humble to serve me. So they were looking for Krishna everywhere, all the gopis with the Radharani. And then they saw Krishna took the form of Narayan. Actually, he didn't take the form, he was Narayan. So they saw Narayan. Said, oh, and they asked Narayan, did you see Krishna? So suppose I come, we're looking for Krishna, and I turn myself into Narayan. You're not bothered by Narayan. He said, I want Krishna, I don't want you. Can you tell where Krishna is? So the gopis, the Vaishnavas, were in the line of the Vaishnavas. Gauriya Vaishnava. We are into Krishna, not another form of Krishna even. But we're not disrespectful. We serve Narayan, but we know that the original form of all the form is Krishna. That's how we should see it. So you worship Narayan. We are better than you because we are going to go to Gola Vrindavan. You're only going to Vaikuntha. We don't talk like that. So we have to be very careful. And even the gopis, they were worshipping Durga Devi. Said, oh, you're just a demigod worshipper. We worship Krishna. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, you worship, if you water the root of a tree, the whole tree is nourished. Krishna says, I am the source of everything. But we also have to be very careful how we respect people and treat people. So they went to the gopis, they're the highest devotees of Krishna, but they went to Kartayani to worship her. Why? Because the gopis wanted blessing from the demigod Durga Devi, so they can increase their love for Krishna. You have to see what the context is. So, the devotees of Krishna are very understanding, full of understanding. And Lord Ram, he is Ram Rajya. India, Ram Rajya. Kaisa hai? We love Lord Ram, Bharat Mata. But actually, Lord Ram, if we really love Lord Ram, we have to worship Ram, we have to worship Krishna. Rama Krishna Haya Griva. We sing that song that when we are chanting Hare Krishna, Rama is already included. You don't need to worship separately Ram. So when you say Balaram, he's also Ram. He's Lakshman. He's also Krishna. Because Gora and Nitai, they're identical. In fact, you can't get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu unless you worship Nityananda. We were talking about that when at Nityananda's appearance day. They're telling the story. So you have to understand that Lakshman is Nityananda and he's Balaram. In that context. And when they were in the forest, there was this Mataji was sent by Ravana. Her name is, what's her name? Cut off the nose? Shurpanakha. I love that story. But I forget the name. And she attacked Lord Ram. No, she attacked Sita Devi, in fact. No, how does it work? Yeah. And he said, "Oh Ram, you're so handsome, come to me." I don't know how to say it, but that's how she was trying to get Rama to come to her. And suddenly, Supana was a demon and attacked Sita Devi. And Lakshman chopped her nose. Imagine having chopped up nose. And she went all the way to back to Sri Lanka. And then Ravana sent 14,000 soldiers to attack Lord Ram. 14,000. They're only Sita, Rama, and Lakshman. 3 of them. 14. That's not fair. 14,000. And headed by Kara and Dusana. Kara and Dusana, right? And they were not scared. So Rama said to Lakshman, "Take Sita, go to the cave. I will deal with it." He has the golden arrow. 1 arrow. He shot and killed all of them. 1 single arrow. Right? There was no damage. No earthquake, no earth still in good condition, there's no fire. If you want to kill 14,000, you have to drop a bomb, like they're doing now in the Middle East. Women, children, everything destroyed. They only killed those soldiers, everything intact. 1 arrow. That's Lord Ram. That's my favorite story, this one. 1 arrow, like, give it to me. I'll take care of all of you. In our temple, we always get stop people like that. There was one guy came here. Don't tell everybody this. They're recording it. Or delete it. One guy came in the kitchen the other day. Very tall guy. Like, I'm this height. He's like up here. Like, I have to look like this to see him. And he was really, really rude. And he, like, attacking anybody in the kitchen. Other Matajis were running away here and there, and they came to me. Said, "Oh, can you deal?" And there was they all went somewhere. It was just me and that guy. And he was like, I said, "I'm not scared, like I will." He said, I said, "How did you get in here? You get out of here." He said, "No." And then he was threatening me. So I got him by the collar, right? And I lifted him up. I couldn't believe it. It's like, where am I getting the strength from? I'm like a small guy, he's huge. And his feet was up here. I thought, wow, that's good, I'm doing good. I got some courage. And then he got really wild. And he wanted to hit me. And I thought I had all planned it. I was like, getting a headlock. This is what Bali does. You know, he did that to, what's his name? Yeah, the story I'm going to tell. And then I had this spoon on me, you know, this metal thing. He was damn scared. He went running through the door. He went to the back of the Prabhupada house. He can't get out because it's all blocked. Then I said, "You're not going to get anywhere running away." I was not going to hurt him. I was just behind. And then he went in the new kitchen. It's all blocked, and he was cornered. I said, "You stay there before the police comes." So, and then some other devotees came, and they said, "Don't go away, stay here till the matters." And then the police came in the kitchen. I told him, "Pagal hai, this is a religious place," and he was threatening me. Actually, I was threatening him too. Anyway, so this is why Lord comes, to protect his devotees. I'm just try to relate. And Hanuman and Sugriva, Angada, they're equally powerful, but not powerful enough to kill Ravana. Pass the urine on him, that's all. And Ravana saying, "Get my Brahmastra." Before that, he had to run away from there. So Krishna, he comes to deal with his own devotee, because Ravana is devotee. In the previous life, he was a chokidar, like a guard in a Vaikuntha. So Krishna only deals with his own devotee. It's like a leela. He comes to perform his leela with his own devotee. He's not going to have a leela with somebody in the street. So to kill someone like that, only God can do it. They're very powerful. And the story of he came one time. Ravana came. Oh yeah, there was this Rampada, great devotee. He has his kingdom, and there's one sage. Actually, Dasharatha had also one daughter, and nobody knows. So this daughter, he gave away to another kingdom. And so there was this, that's one story. That kingdom was ruled by this Raghu Vamsa. It's before Dasharatha. But he lived through that time of Dasharatha. And his kingdom was so pure that anyone who came, it will be revealed who they are. You understand? Suppose you come in here and you are a thief. Everyone will know this guy is a thief. It becomes revealed. So one time Ravana came to the assembly. All his 10 head came out. He said, "Oh, Ravana." And the king, I think it was Dasharatha, they're so powerful, and other kings, he had to hide. Ravana had to hide and run away from there. So, one of the Angada, I think, or Sugriva, they had to hide because they were so powerful. And so there was this sage, his name is Shingari, Rishyasingha, yeah. And Rishyasingha, he was so pure, so like such a good brahmachari that anyone, if he walked into your temple or anywhere, it become very pure, like a rain would come, soothing, like God walking. And so that's the person. He walked in and everything he could reveal. And they tricked him to get married to that girl, something like that. I don't know the exact story. And they made him come to that place because he was such a good brahmachari, he needed to calm down, get married. That's what happened. I don't know exactly that story, but that brahmachari was so pure that if there is a drought, the rain would come, just because he came. That's almost like God. So maybe Krishna didn't want him to be so famous. That should be for God, not him. But that is the power of being a good brahmachari, or in Mataji's also. Whatever quality you have, if we can reflect that quality in full-fledged, genuinely, you can be anything. You can do anything. You can control your mind. You can So the power of spiritual potency is so powerful that you can do anything. Fly. And I'm reading about Arjuna. He went to heavenly planet. Heavenly planet. A human being can go to heavenly planet. And I was telling this story, Draupadi, she was sitting in the forest with in the exile, and 1,000 petal golden leaf fell on her feet. And she was like, "Where does this flower come from?" And then she asked Bhima to go and get the flower, more of it, where it came from. Bhima said, no worries, like, he's very strong. And he went to get the flower, and that flower only grows in a very special place, that's the heavenly planet, where the demigods come there. There's a big lake there. But before we get there, he met the monkey, that story, Hanuman. And Hanuman was there, and he said, I'm very old and weak. And Bhima says, get out of my way, because I need to go and get the lotus for Draupadi. He says, no, okay, go. You lift the tail and go. He tried to lift the tail, he couldn't. And then you see, he must be not an ordinary monkey. Then he said, I'm that Hanuman, like that. He revealed himself. So Bhima asked Hanuman if he can help him in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, fight the Kauravas. He said, I'll be there. So he will be manifest in the flag, Arjuna, the chariot and the flag. So there is a thing called hunkar. So if you do all the souls will die, because it's so powerful. So Bhima and Hanuman, they would do this hunkar together. Everybody would fall like ordinary soldiers would fall on the ground. So that's how Hanuman helped in the battlefield. So there's many stories like that of Lord Hanuman. Anyway, so that's very, very auspicious. And Lord Ram is always my favorite of all the gods, because even I remember I was small, I used to go to the field, I had my cows, I used to sing about Ram and Balaram, like that. And later, way back, much later when I joined ISKCON, my mother used to tell me, he used to sing about Ram. I said, well, I was very attracted to Ram. Even I had to have a picture of Ram, when I was sleeping there, because he looked so handsome and so colorful, just like that. And there's one picture of the Hanuman and Sita and Lakshmana, Hanuman sitting like this at the feet. Very old Indian photo, not my ISKCON. It's and they have it in the olden days. Love that picture. So it's very attractive. So Hanuman is always there, and Ram is always there, and Sita Devi and Lakshman will always be there for us if we have the sincerity. It's not like Satya Yuga had happened, Treta Yuga had happened. They could be here right now. If we have that sincere calling of Lord Ram. That's what I said. The name of Ram is so powerful that they're there in the name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The name is so powerful. Kale Kale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. He's appeared in the name. In Kali Yuga, he's there in the name. So when you're chanting his name, you're actually associating with the Lord himself. And he's there in the name. And I was saying the other day, and previously in India, they would never chant the names of Krishna openly. They chant in a year, very softly, because it's very sacred and very secret. And I was telling the story, and my mother one day, she was sitting and mumbling to herself in the dark, in the room. And then next day I said, why are you talking to yourself at the middle of the night when you all sleep, in the dark? She said, you be quiet. This is what the ladies do, small kids, it's not your business. So she never told me. Much later when I joined ISKCON, she said, I was chanting Hare Krishna. So why didn't you tell me? I said, no, you're not allowed to tell. So very sacred things they tell in a year, initiation, those days. But we go in the streets, say Hare Krishna, tell everybody. So Ram is there. Prabhupada said, it's the same Ram that the pastimes of Ram, when you chant Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, it's the same Ram. Krishna can appear as Ram as well as Krishna. Ram can appear as Krishna. So interrelated. Any questions? Still have at 10:30 you have a Abhishek, right? They have Ram deity? Where? I didn't see. Any questions? Yeah. So they have places where they do Ram Katha, like 7 days, something like a month. There's a lot of stories. So I read from the Ramayana. Even I remember in our village, so I grew up in Santipur. Those days was much more village than now. The men, they would, after the day's work, they would come in the evening, and they read from Ramayana or Mahabharata. They sit together. The problem was at the end they'd have smoked ganja. That's the only problem. But they read from Ramayana and stuff like that. So it's a good thing. There's always bad thing as well. So that culture was there. And I remember I was a small kid, we went to one stage program. And they had these guys, big tall guys, they had hair going down. And they were playing Mridanga like this, or like that. Like as if at the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And they had singing Hare Krishna, but in such a melodious. And they were Mridanga, the swing this way and that way. I said, well, I want to be like that guy. Have the long hair and do the Mridanga. And then they have the Mridanga, they call it kol in Bengali. Not like today, we just leave the Mridanga everywhere and it bounces off. It's made out of clay. So they tie the Mridanga with a very nice silk cloth, with respect, and all covered, they tie it all around. They hang it on the side, on the wall. And then they bring it down with the mantra, and they put it on the special cloth, they untie it. Such respect for Mridanga. This is Balaram. Balaram is Mridanga. It's amazing. And another thing, Hanuman, he could lift a hill. We're talking about it. When Lakshman was, they had this snake mantra. His body was tied up by the rope of snake. Only way you can untie it is this medicine, that's plant that grows in, what's the name of that? Sanjeevani. They made medicine out of it, right? They had it in Himalaya. When he went down there, he couldn't see any of those plants. So he picked up the whole hill and coming down. So the smell of that, it cured Lakshman. So Hanuman is not ordinary person. At the same time, he is only there to serve his master. When Srila Prabhupada used to get massage at night, and Harisha Prabhu said, he massaged him for 3 hours. I had a foot massage, and I was so sick, they're so good, they're massaging. And Prabhupada is nodding off, and he's going tiptoe. And Prabhupada said, where are you going? After 3 hours. So, that's a servant. Hanuman like a servant of Lord Ram. Servant, they love serving of their master. They don't want anything in return. So you want to be a perfect servant is when you don't want anything in return. They want to see, we want to make sure what you can get out of your master. How much money they're going to give you, how much you have. We always make plan. But devotional service means when you don't want anything in return. Anya vilasita sunyam. That verse is there. Okay. So, I don't want to just talk about Ram, but actually without describing a little bit about Hanuman with his devotees. Just like you need to have the mercy of a devotee to get the mercy of Krishna. And before that, Radharani, Lord Nityananda, and the gopis. Many devotees before you get to Krishna. Right? All of you are devotees. Don't think I'm sitting here, I deserve it. Now, we are hearing Shravanam Kirtanas. One speaks, the other one hears. So we're equally related in connection to service to Krishna. So we're going to have 1 hour of break. No prasadam. Luckily, it's only half-day fast. Like when I first joined, the worst thing was the Janmashtami and Gaur Purnima. Now you don't worry about fasting. You get over with it. Because when you get older, you're not hungry. That's why Krishna created old age. So when you get old, you can chant Hare Krishna in the temple, sit down. Your body is not worried anymore. You don't get tired. you're not hungry, you don't feel sleep. You go to sleep, you can't sleep. You can chant Hare Krishna. So it's nice. So you get old age, you have more time to serve Krishna. So if you can't eat, if you feel like fasting, that's fantastic. Then you can chant Hare Krishna instead. Let Krishna eat. Okay? No questions? Okay. Hare Krishna. We'll have more kirtan at the midday. My voice is already sore. So I have to do Harinam tonight. Hare Krishna. I spoke a lot of stuff. Okay. Hare Krishna.
The Ramayana that we understand, which one is that from? Is it Valmiki Ramayana or the other one? Valmiki.
The original. With my others. Dasa.